Good morning, everyone. I'm Emmy Boyette, AVP of Marketing Communications here at the NC Chamber. Thank you so much for joining us today on this very rainy day here in North Carolina. We're grateful for your time. As many of you know, one of our core pillars here at the NC Chamber is education and talent supply. Empowering North Carolinians through excellent education is essential to securing a skilled talent pipeline and achieving a competitive, diverse, and world-class workforce. In today's competitive global marketplace, where North Carolina competes for top talent with economies around the world, we must do more to strengthen our workforce and fill that talent pool. Today, you'll hear from Claire Bertrand, the Executive Director of Career Strategy and Employer Partnerships at College Board, leading efforts to develop industry and employer partnerships that align education with workforce needs. For over 2 decades, Claire has worked to bridge education and career with a focus on leveraging policy, practice, and technology to expand economic mobility for young adults. Claire has an MSED in Education Entrepreneurship from the University of Pennsylvania. One housekeeping item before we begin today. If time allows for Q&A at the end, we will do that. And if you have questions to submit at that time, you'll do so by using the Q&A box down at the bottom of your screen. Claire, we are so excited to have you with us today, and the floor is yours. Take it away.
Thanks very much, Emmy. I don't know if any of you saw me wave. I have an automatic light in my office. So if I all of a sudden am in darkness, don't be nervous. I'm going to move around a little bit to make sure this is continue to be on. So hello, I'm Claire Bertrand, as Emmy noted. I'm from the College Board. I'm so happy to be with you all today and talking about our new AP Career Kickstart courses. So I'll just start off with who College Board is. We are a nonprofit membership organization. We serve about 7 million students annually. You may be familiar with us. We have the SAT Suite, Advanced Placement, which we'll be talking about today, Big Future, which is our career and college navigation platform, and also CLEP and AccuPlacer, which are assessments for community college. 90% of public high schools have at least one advanced placement course in them. As I mentioned, we're a nonprofit membership organization with 6,000 education partners, which include K-12 and higher education. And then also we save students about $3 billion worth of tuition every year with the credit they earn through advanced placement. So very proud of that. So as I mentioned, we serve millions of students a year, and we survey students and teachers pretty much constantly. In the last few years, we started seeing a shift in how students really saw their experience in high school. We noted that they weren't necessarily seeing coursework as challenging as it should be. They didn't really see it as connected to what they thought the real world would be like, or what they were sort of experiencing, or what they wanted to experience. We also asked students, well, how might we solve for this? And they noted that they want to learn a topic about something they want to learn about, have something be more relevant to their everyday experience or what they see for themselves in the future, and then also have more applied learning in the classroom, hands-on experience with both their academic subjects, but also professional and sort of what does the world of work look like. We also noted that there's a real disconnect between education and employability. So for a long time, education has had a tough time keeping up pace with industry and what a student's experience would be like in the workforce. That said, this has even just gotten worse given how rapidly the labor market is shifting with AI and other new technologies. Also, companies are spending a lot on hiring and learning and development, but seeing little in return. Given that, and to our third point here, there are really not valid ways to figure out who your candidates are. What kind of skills are they actually coming with? And what kind of credentials do they have, whether it be a college degree or a short-term post-secondary credential? What do those mean? And there's just a lot of credentials out there. I think Credential Engine has said there's about 1 million or so. So given all of this, what we've heard from students and what we've seen in the labor market and what employers are looking for, College Board built out a course called Advanced Placement Career Kickstart, which is really meant to bring career education to all young people, utilizing what we know from advanced placement and what we know of as best practice from career technical education. So in the next section of my presentation, I'm going to talk a little bit about the design of Career Kickstart, and then I'll go into our two courses that we are launching with Business with Personal Finance and Cybersecurity in the school year 26-27. So these new AP Career Kickstart courses look different than our traditional advanced placement courses. They offer high school credit, college credit, and industry recognized credentials for young people. We're powering students' progress to high-wage, in-demand careers and choice-filled lives. As I mentioned, our courses in development are AP Cybersecurity, AP Networking, which is separate from cybersecurity, but connected, they're part of a sequence, and AP Business with Personal Finance. All of our CK courses, our Career Kickstart courses, have what we know students are asking for. So applied learning, so a focus on problem solving and technical and professional skills, real career connections. So we're creating these courses to be relevant to the workforce and also aligned with industry recognized credentials. And we're also embedding work-based learning into these courses as well, and working with districts and states to make sure that can happen for all students. We're also designing it so it serves all students, teachers, and schools. There are no prerequisites, and we really want to make sure all students have access to these courses. They're really designed to make sure we can scale quality career connected in CTE teaching and learning. And we also know that there's a lot of high quality career technical education happening right now. We believe we want to build on that, add value to that ecosystem, and also scale. We also have been doing advanced placement for about 70 years. So we do know what works for teachers and what students really like about it. So we're going to make sure that we keep those into our Career Kickstart courses. So that includes robust teacher training, dedicated educator communities, free student resources, high quality assessments, and also the broadest national network of college credit policies across the United States. So as I mentioned, we built AP Career Kickstart differently than our traditional advanced placement courses. So of course, normally we design a course in partnership with high school teachers and educators and leaders, in partnership with higher ed, but we also invited industry to the table. We also invited CTE leaders, state CTE leaders, including a state CTE leader in North Carolina, to help us make sure we were building these courses right. We were building these courses in line with what labor market needs are nationally and also state and locally. We also know that when we think about this advanced placement course, Career Kickstart, with our high school credit, college credit, and industry recognized credential, that industry recognized credential component, there's a real challenge here and an opportunity. We know that many industry recognized credentials are not designed for high school students. And what College Board wants to do is actually meet students where they are and help them move forward. So we are aligning our IRCs with credentials in the field, the technical field they're in. We'll talk a little bit more about that when I get to the cybersecurity part of the presentation. But also we want to make sure these credentials have real value. And I'll talk more about how we're engaging industry later in the presentation. But this is really important to College Board that the credentials we're providing students are meaningful, stackable, and help students advance. So we're going to get into a little bit of sort of what are the details of the business course as well as the cybersecurity course. So with Business with Personal Finance, you'll note that I'm saying personal finance at the end of the business course. So this is a course that is both the kind of business principles, the core of business principles, as well as personal finance woven in. So students engage in project-based learning in these courses. They develop their own entrepreneurial canvas project, like the business canvas. They practice advising on financial decisions like loans, home ownership, retirement planning. And also the course is aligned with the national standards for personal finance education. As I mentioned, we are also embedding the core principles of business. So it looks similar to almost a business course in college, because as you know, advanced placement courses are college level courses. So students understand marketing, business, finance, and accounting, management and strategy, as well as those sort of competition, new ideas, entrepreneurial pieces that students really engage with. Also, this course is a year-long course. So as you'll see, every unit tackles one of those core principles, but woven within these units are the personal finance piece of it. And when we talk to employers, it's really interesting because not only do they want these students to know about business, understand the fundamentals, but the personal finance piece has been something that's been they're really passionate about, which has been great. And we know that states and educators and families are passionate about having students have that financial literacy as well. So students are gaining key business skills that are also durable skills. So they're going to be able to transfer this learning into any industry or business they go into. So concept application, that transfer of learning, entrepreneurship, decision making, communication, and collaboration are all skills that students will be building in these courses, especially the business with personal finance course. So I'm going to move on to the cybersecurity and networking course. So as I mentioned, the cybersecurity course is going to be the first course we launch with in 26, 27. We're also piloting the cybersecurity course and the networking course right now in about 400, 500 high schools across America. In North Carolina, there are about 20 high schools piloting cybersecurity and networking. So these are pretty robust, as all our courses are, courses that are really aligned with what students need to know in order to enter into a cybersecurity pathway. So we use the NICE framework, which is built out of the National Institute for Cybersecurity, and it also aligns with what we know industry wants. We had folks at the table like Cisco, CompTIA, helping us really develop the course and build out those skills. And as you can see on this slide, here are all the things that students are learning that they can apply right away in an internship or even their post-secondary program of study, or even a job. So as I mentioned, students want to make sure that what they're learning is related to a career, that they're learning about sort of like, how is this relevant? What am I going to do with these skills? As part of these courses, we're really building in career exploration as part of the academic experience. So in cybersecurity and networking, what we try to do is really build these skills in students, but also say to them, where would you apply these? And they may be applying them in industries they wouldn't even consider connected to cybersecurity, like being a network security engineer in a hospital, a network technician in a naval submarine, or helping a farmer keep all of their machines secure, knowing that a lot of them are based on like computers and servers and highly technical in terms of farming and agriculture. So these IRCs, as I mentioned, we want them to be meaningful, stackable, and help advance students. So when we design them, we really design them, especially in cybersecurity, to align with those credentials we know have a lot of value in the labor market, CompTIA Security and Cisco. These credentials are also aligned with CompTIA, about 92%, and they're stackable. So as I mentioned, we want students to be ready for the real world. We also know that when students are taking credentials in high school, we want to build their confidence. We want to have them taking assessments that look very close to industry assessments they'll be taking. So we design these intentionally to be able to stack onto industry recognized credentials that are already out in the labor market and that are already on job descriptions. So we are working currently with the chambers, obviously the North Carolina Chamber. We have a larger partnership with the US Chamber, and we also have been talking to a lot of employers as well. We've been getting a ton of employer feedback, talking directly to hundreds of employers, and they're really energized about these courses. And really, we're part of the design part of it as well. We are going to continue to talk to industry, build employer partnerships, build out work-based learning opportunities for students, and really leverage chambers as experts, as those bridges between education and workforce to help us understand better that we are giving students the skills they need locally and that students have access and awareness of how many businesses and careers they can enter into right in their home state. So the role of industry partners in building out APCK courses, we talk through this because it is new for the College Board. And it's really exciting because, again, as I mentioned, we bring high school to the table, we bring colleges to the table, and we're bringing industry to the table as well. So industry partners review and advise on frameworks, they identify in-demand technical and professional skills, and connect students to opportunities. We're also actively asking chambers and employers to get involved to help us get on industry recognized credentials state lists and have letters of support that just say, yes, these students are building skills that we are looking for in our labor market. Also shaping future talent. As I mentioned, we want to make sure students have awareness of all of the careers and businesses in their backyard, in their neighborhood, in their state, and feel that they understand where would they apply the skills they're building in high school in their career pathway. Also, we're working with employers to build out case studies. Our business course has case studies, just like, again, a college course where students can really read about what are the problems of business that they might need to solve. What would they solve? How would they solve them today? And really, again, apply those skills. And then also with work-based learning, really interested in thinking about how do we bring work-based learning into the classroom. And we know a lot of businesses and industry are already involved. The North Carolina Chamber has done a great job connecting education and business, and we want to continue that good work. Also, just again, awareness, showcasing brands, and making sure that students are aware of everything they can do. So if you're interested to learn more and connect one-on-one, we have a QR code here you can use. We'll have an interest form on the end of that QR code. It's 2 minutes to fill out, and we can get right back in touch with you. Also, I'm sure Emmy can share my information, and we can take questions because this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Claire. As Claire just mentioned, please feel free to drop any questions you have in that Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. But we also want to let you know that we will send out a recap email with any resources. If you have any questions that we get emailed, we can answer those and provide the answers in the recap email. So you will get that as a resource and a follow-up to today's presentation later on in the week. And I'm not seeing any questions yet, Claire. Oh, there we go. We've got one. Here they come. Here come the questions. Do you see those, Claire, coming in?
Yes, you can obtain, I can send a PowerPoint presentation to you for sure. With AP Business and Personal Finance, satisfy the graduation requirement for economics and personal finance. I believe it does, but I can follow up with our state leads to make sure I'm answering that correctly. I think it would, and I'm pretty confident in that, but I'll make sure to double check that.
And Allison, we will make sure that whichever parts of the presentation Claire is comfortable sharing out are included in that recap email that goes out to all guests today. Gotcha. Okay, well, if there aren't any more questions, and again, feel free to contact us afterwards if you have any that you'd like us to pass along to Claire, and we can get those answered by her or her team. Claire, thank you for sharing your time and your expertise with us today. We're really excited at the Chamber about all these great initiatives that the College Board is launching to make sure that we have a ready workforce for North Carolina and nationwide. And thank you for all of you who joined in today and the work that you do to move North Carolina forward. We appreciate your time and hope you enjoy your day and stay dry if it's rainy where you are.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.